Thank you, my dear friend. Thank you, Oliver, for your kind introduction. And yes, you're right. I only arrived back from China 3.5 hours ago. And I'm happy to join you and join many of my friends in this very important gathering. Prime Minister, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends, allow me first to take advantage of this opportunity to thank my dear friend, Oliver Grimson, the founder and the chairman of the Arctic Circle, for all you have done, for all your hard work, for leading the Arctic Circle through a decade of real progress and achievements. And I must also mention your constant support, your guidance and advice have been invaluable to me personally and to the UAE's journey towards economic and energy diversification, as well as our efforts in sustainability and ensuring sustainable economic development. Sir, when you asked me to address the Arctic Circle Assembly, of course, it was a no-brainer. And I promise you, I tried everything I can to make it there on time and to be there in person. But unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, I just wasn't able to make it on time. And with 41 days to COP28, I thought to myself, it is extremely important. In fact, it is critical that I get this opportunity to address this very important assembly. So, sir, thank you very much for giving me this platform and for allowing me to do this virtually. For the last 10 years, this forum, the Arctic Circle, has been leading the conversation around the impact of climate on fragile Arctic ecosystems. This group has alerted the world to the fact that the Arctic is warming 4 times faster than the rest of the planet, that the Greenland ice sheet is losing 280 billion tons of ice every year, and that sea levels are rising at a dangerous rate. If only 1/4 of the Greenland ice sheet melts, it could lead to a 2-meter rise in sea levels. This would be devastating, not just for the Arctic region, but for coastal cities and communities, lives and livelihoods around the world. In a very real sense, the Arctic is the front line of climate change and has been at the forefront of pushing for real action. As the recent IPCC report on the global stocktake has confirmed, we have a short window to make a massive course correction. The world must accept to cut 22 gigatons of greenhouse gas emissions in only the next 7 years to keep 1.5 within reach. This is a massive task that will require nothing short of a global action, but action that must be conducted in full unity. And this is, in fact, the goal of COP28, to bring together all people, everyone from everywhere, all companies from every sector, and all nations from every region in a unified effort to tackle this critical challenge that affects us all. Excellencies, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, over the last few months, in fact, over the last 11 months, I have been engaging on a fact-finding mission and I've listened to and engaged with many people from all walks of life and every corner of the world. And this particular engagement has informed my view that we need a practical plan of action to transform the goals of Paris into a realistic roadmap that the whole world can follow and deliver real and tangible results. COP28's plan of action is centered on 4 key pillars: energy, finance, people, and inclusivity. The first pillar is a fast, fair, well-managed, equitable, and responsible energy transition that leaves no one behind. And I promise you, we are making real and good progress. 85% of the world's economies have endorsed our goal of tripling renewable energy and doubling energy efficiency by 2030. Over 20 oil and gas companies, IOCs and NOCs, representing all continents, have agreed to eliminate methane emissions by 2030 and align around net zero by 2050. And we are actively engaging with heavy emitting sectors to accelerate their transition timelines and decarbonize the energies they use today. At the same time, we are asking governments to develop policies to incentivize, commercialize, and scale new and emerging technologies like hydrogen and carbon capture. And here, and on this specific note, allow me to note the leadership of Iceland in pioneering geothermal energy to build the world's largest direct air capture facility in the world. Ensuring an equitable energy transition will require a massive scale-up in climate finance. And I must say here, old promises must be kept, from the $100 billion pledge to replenishing the Green Climate Fund. Donors must fulfill new commitments, including doubling adaptation finance and operationalizing the loss and damage. In a way, what was promised in Sharm el-Sheikh must be delivered in Dubai. And multilateral development banks and IFIs must revisit their charters and their mandates. They must make climate finance more available, more accessible, and more affordable. And they must work on programs and mechanisms and provide all the necessary tools to lower risk for private capital. Excellencies, at the heart of our efforts on climate action is our collective goal of protecting people, lives, and livelihoods. That is why we have put health, food, and nature at the forefront of the COP28 agenda. Earlier this week, in partnership with the World Health Organization, we launched the COP28 Health Declaration, recognizing the connection between climate impacts and health for the first time ever. We are also urging all countries to sign up to the COP28 Declaration on Food, Agriculture, and Climate, focused on how we can feed a growing population without overheating our planet. And I am sure my colleague, Her Excellency Mariam Al-Muhairi, the Minister of Environment and Climate, can elaborate more on this very important and critical declaration. COP28 will recognize that nature can be the biggest ally we have in the fight against climate change. And here we have much to learn from the indigenous peoples of the Arctic region that have long served as custodians of nature. And we look forward to showcasing your experience your strength and hope at COP28's Day for Indigenous Peoples. Colleagues and friends, underpinning our entire agenda at COP28 is full inclusivity. I am determined that COP28 will welcome all voices representing all points of view from every region of the world, from the Arctic to Asia, from Africa to the Americas. This COP must deliver for everyone, and it must deliver everywhere. I want COP28 to be a platform that rises above divisions and reminds the world that real progress is only possible through cooperation and partnership. This is how we can make COP28 a COP for all, a COP of action, and a COP that keeps the North Star of 1.5 within our sights. I look forward to welcoming you all in Dubai, and I urge you all to come with a positive mindset focused on hope, optimism, unity, solidarity, and action. I thank you all.